Hey guys, the Firebird is here. It's just me, my brother couldn't be here today because none of you guys gave me a reason why he couldn't be here today. Well, some of you did, but I haven't been getting a lot of those recently, at least none that I could find, so you know. I expect to see tons of my brother couldn't be here today jokes in the comments down below and on my Discord DMs. And also some fan art, because I haven't been receiving a lot of fan art lately. Anyways, I wasn't gonna do this video originally because I think no one sort of cares at this point what happens to the Michael Bay universe, but in every one of my videos, in the comment section, every once in a while I get this one person being like, "Oh, Fire, what happened with the last night? Fire, they should do Transformers 6, like last night's sequel. Fire, I wanna know what happens to the Transformers last night." And now I'm finally talking about it just so people can shut up. Like, really, you guys are freaking annoying. I'm just kidding, I love you. So yeah, today I'm finally covering what happens after the last night. Everything that we know, everything that was planned to, and everything that, you know, is sort of implied to happen in a last night sequel. So for this video, I'm not gonna make you an entire script saying what was supposed to happen for Transformers 6, because if I do that I'm gonna go insane. But I'm gonna give you some general ideas so you can go to Wattpad or Deviant or whatever it is that you do and write your own story following these guidelines. Or if you think things will happen different, then, you know, make your own version of the story. But this is what was most likely to happen. So before I begin, I think it's appropriate to mention what happened up to this point. As of the last night, Megatron and Barricade are missing. The Autobots have complete control over Cybertron, and you know, they were like moving Cybertron away from Earth. The Autobots on Earth are going home. Like Optimus said to all Autobots, it's time to come home, so they're going back to Cybertron. The Autobot-Human alliance is now solidified, since, you know, the Autobots could have destroyed the humans, especially now that they have the planet, and they just decided to leave, you know, for their own safety and for the human safety. Quintessa is missing, and it appears that she's manipulating humans to try and kill Unicron. Unicron is awakening. The Decepticons don't have an army. I feel like that's important to mention because people still don't understand that in Dark of the Moon, the Decepticons lost their entire army. And what they had in Age of Extinction and the last night was just but a mere pocket of resistance that, you know, was still scattered throughout the planet. Sam Witwicky is missing and likely will not come back. All Primes are dead except for Optimus and Quintessa. More on Quintessa in a little bit. And the Knights have joined with the Autobots. So that's basically what has happened up until this point, like what's going on. Now before I go on and like talk about the story details and the plot, we need to talk about some things that are a staple to every Michael Bay Transformers movie. Things that always happen, and that if you're gonna make your own Transformers story, you know, if you disagree with like the version I'm gonna propose, then these are guidelines that need to happen. Basically treat this like it's a live action Transformers movie. The good guys win in the end. In every movie, the good guys always win. The MacGuffin of a previous movie is always ignored. After the Battle of Egypt, the Star Harvester was ignored. After Dark of the Moon, the Pillars were ignored. After Age of Extinction, the Seed was discarded. So my guess is that the Staff of Merlin and like the night ships probably gonna be ignored for the most part in the movie. It's probably gonna have a small mention, but other than that, it's not gonna play a prevalent role or anything. Which means that we're probably gonna get a new MacGuffin that's gonna appear in this movie. A MacGuffin is basically a plot device that moves the plot forward. In the Transformers movies, the MacGuffin goes one of two ways. It's either protect an object for the enemy, or number two, destroy an object that the enemy is trying to protect. It's either one or the other. A strong / competent prime level fighter shows up. In every movie, there's always been that one Transformers that's like you could consider to be a prime level opponent, which Optimus Prime kinda struggles against. There's tons of explosions, there's a no-brainer. Megatron comes back. New Decepticons are introduced and get very little screen time. The final battle involves Optimus Prime and Bumblebee to some extent. There's a small romance subplot between the humans. Marketable characters get screen time in the trailer, so it's very likely that the Dinobots come back for this film. So these are basically our guidelines, our points. Now with the little information we have here, we can kind of form a story explaining what happens in Transformers 6, or what was supposed to happen. So Quintessa, in my opinion, she's gonna be manipulating the humans. That's a no-brainer. She's gonna try and kill Unicron because we still don't really know why she wants to kill Unicron, but she just wants to do it. And obviously the Autobots don't want that to happen, but the humans don't know that. About the whole Unicron thing, it can go one of two ways. Either Unicron is the Earth itself, or Unicron is inside the Earth, you know, like Transformers Prime, where basically they pretty much set said that Unicron is not in the core, he is the core. So it's, you know, either or. Since Unicron is awakening, my guess is that there's gonna be plenty of natural disaster like Transformers Prime. And before you guys like interrupt me and go to the comment section being all like, fire, you can't use Transformers Prime as a reference. The movies and Prime are completely different. Well, that is true. The movies as of Age of Extinction have been taking certain cues from Transformers Prime, so, you know, it doesn't really matter. We can use Transformers Prime as a reference as much as we want. So natural disasters happen, and my guess is that Quintessa is gonna, you know, manipulate the humans into saying that Unicron, like that thing that's coming out of the Earth, we need to stop him. If Unicron dies, the Earth will be saved, and she's probably gonna be manipulating the humans. Now, Megatron and the Decepticons is a weird one because Megatron hasn't been relevant since Revenge of the Fallen in a weird kind of way. He's always been there, he's been doing some fighting, but other than that, he's either been on the sidelines or playing lackey to somebody else. So will Megatron join Quintessa, or will, you know, Megatron probably, you know, get manipulated by Unicron and basically become an upgraded version of himself? Because to keep up with the trend of Megatron switching bodies in every single movie, I'm guessing using Unicron as an excuse, like maybe Unicron manipulates Megatron or Unicron possesses Megatron to, you know, stop the Autobots and Quintessa from destroying him. Could be a valid way to have a new Prime level fighter in the movie, because we need to have a new main bad guy. It can be Megatron because he hasn't been the main bad guy since, you know, the first movie. Having Unicron as a tangible force, a tangible fighter that, you know, that can actually fight against Optimus and a bunch of other characters does make the biggest amount of sense to me. Because I really can't see Megatron joining Unicron willingly, since he was pretty much trying to kill Unicron in the last night to save Cybertron. So if anything, Megatron will likely be possessed by Unicron. Now, as for what the MacGuffin would be, I think it's most likely if the MacGuffin of this film is related to Unicron. Like maybe the MacGuffin could be Unicron's spark chamber. Like the Autobots need to like go to the center of the Earth, find the spark chamber, and, you know, unlike Transformers Prime style, Optimus Prime will have to use the Matrix of Leadership, which, while we still don't know if he still has it, it will probably be a good way to, like, you know, reference the 1981 Transformers film and kind of put Unicron back to sleep. And going back to what I mentioned of Optimus not having the Matrix, you could actually have Quintessa have the Matrix, because think about it. There's no reason to believe that Optimus will lose the Matrix in the between of Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction, because he always had it inside of him, basically. That's sounding a little wrong now that I think about it. So how about when Optimus Prime, you know, gets brainwashed into being Nemesis Prime by Quintessa during the last night? Quintessa actually stole the Matrix and now she has it, and that's like the one thing that can put Unicron to sleep. Half of the film could be the Autobots going after Quintessa while having Megatron possessed and some of his minions like Cyclonus and Scourge trying to like get the Matrix first and destroy it before the Autobots can retrieve it. So my guess is that Optimus will try and like retrieve the Matrix once the Autobots find out that Quintessa has actually taken a human form and she's manipulating the humans into making a weapon or like building something that's gonna kill Unicron. You could even say that she's building her own Transformers. Why not? I don't see any reason why the humans will stop with the production of Sentry units. At least, you know, building Transformers that are not made of the corpses of any Autobots. I feel like the Autobots won't mind if the, you know, humans use the Decepticon corpses to build their own Transformers, because the Autobots have been pretty messed up at times. So the way things will go is that at some point the Autobots find out that, you know, the human who's like working on the, let's say, Kill Unicron project is actually Quintessa, and Optimus also finds out that she has the Matrix. Unicron will, let's say he can just detect the Matrix since it has the essence of the Primes or whatever, and the Primes are related to Primates. Let's just say that Unicron like detects the Matrix because, you know, he's basically the Earth, so he can like pinpoint where anyone is at any given time. And while he's possessing Megatron, he and other possessed Decepticons, or like revive dead Decepticons or whatever, go and raid like Quintessa's human organization and like start a fight trying to find the Matrix. So we will have a three-way fight between the Autobots, Quintessa, and Unicron's forces. And before I go on, I'm not mentioning which Autobots are gonna appear in this film and which Decepticons should appear in this film, because honestly, what characters appear in the film usually doesn't, you know, doesn't really matter. Like, you could have Hound be replaced by anyone that's a weapons expert. You could have, like, let's say, Hot Rod replaced by any Autobot flyer or any other Autobot, and the movie wouldn't change that much. So I'm leaving what Autobots and Decepticons appear up to you. So the fight happens. I think it's appropriate to show how powerful, you know, possessed Megatron is by having him actually steal the Matrix and maybe beat up Optimus Prime a little. So he takes the Matrix and let's say he flees back to the center of the Earth with the other possessed Decepticons, the remaining ones. Oh, and also, before you ask, I'm not gonna have that stupid plot that people keep bringing up of Unicron reviving all dead Autobots and all dead Decepticons and we have this huge showdown. No, I think that's stupid. And I'm pretty sure the remains are not even around anymore. So, yeah, don't bring that up. So anyways, they steal the Matrix. My guess is that Quintessa will probably still be alive, or at least like she will be greatly injured from the fight. And since the Autobots have no way of reaching the Earth, my guess is that Quintessa has, you know, by working with the humans, found or built a way to get there. Let's say she has built a space bridge. So now it's up to the Autobots and like the humans. Oh, I also forgot, K. Jaeger's also probably in the film. He's just tagging along with the Autobots because, you know, if the Earth gets destroyed, then everyone he cares about will also die. So maybe he feels a sort of obligation to like stay with the Autobots and not be with his new girlfriend. That can be the romantic subplot of this film. So anyways, the Autobots are getting ready to like, you know, go to the center of the Earth, retrieve the Matrix, and like stop Unicron from coming back to life. While this is happening, we could have several shots of, you know, the Earth sort of like being destroyed with earthquakes. Well, not being destroyed entirely, but you know, earthquakes, natural disasters are happening, and maybe Unicron sends some more of his minions that he has managed to, you know, recruit or influence or whatever all around the globe to like distract the Autobots or like get them to like split out. Since Optimus Prime is a good guy, he will, you know, order some of the Autobots that are on Cybertron and maybe the Dinobots, but I feel like the Dinobots will be more useful in the fight against Unicron. So my guess is that with the exception of Grimlock, the Dinobots will, you know, scatter throughout the world, like trying to fight against like the Decepticons that are basically threatening several cities and stuff. I mean, you could have other Autobots also join in that they come from Cybertron in their own spaceships or whatever, and they're like, you know, helping the humans stand against the undead manipulated Decepticons or whatever. Like, I feel that will be a good way to show that, you know, the Autobots helping the humans and like making the alliance stronger. Like, you know, not all Transformers are bad, and that would be a good way to do it. You could also make it so that the Decepticons in the film, or you know, Unicron's minions, have like this dark energon glowing effect to them. That way the humans can differentiate who are the Autobots and who are the Decepticons, like who are the good guys, who are the bad guys. And also helps the audience, you know who's who. So anyways, the Autobots go to the center of the Earth. Unicron probably has the Matrix out like Galvatron style from the G1 movie. The reason why Unicron hasn't destroyed the Matrix at this point is because, well, maybe he can't really destroy it. Kind of like in the G1 film where Galvatron tried to open the Matrix and despite all his incredible strength, he wasn't able to like open it or bend it or anything. So my guess is that, let's say that the Matrix in this case is indestructible or whatever. So yeah, we have a fight between the Autobots and the Decepticons. My guess is that the other Autobots like Hound, Drift, and Hot Rod kind of managed to kill Scourge and Cyclonus, and Grimlock and a few other humans also managed to destroy quite a few of, you know, Unicron's antibodies and maybe some other possessed Decepticons. And we will have a major fight between Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and possessed Megatron, with Bumblebee probably getting taken out pretty quickly. Like, he just gets knocked out of the fight. And since we're having Optimus Prime vs Megatron again, and it's probably gonna be a longer fight than the fights we had in the last 3 films, my guess is that Optimus Prime will try to reach out to Megatron and be like, Megatron, like, you're no one's slave, like, you have stooped so low, now you're helping the one that's trying to destroy our homeworld, the homeworld you fought for this entire time. And I think that will sort of reach Megatron, and it will give Optimus Prime an edge during the fight, because Megatron will also be trying to resist. So fighting happens inside the Earth, fighting happens outside the Earth. Quintessa doesn't join the fight because I feel like the Autobots will, you know, not allow her to like help them anymore. Like, they will probably keep her like locked up, or they will keep her injured, or they will even finish her off because after she shows them the space bridge or something. So Quintessa is basically, you know, out of the fight. My guess is that much like in Transformers Prime, the Autobots will keep Megatron/Unicron busy, and Optimus Prime's now taking the Matrix leadership. He will rush to Unicron's spark chamber and attempt to use it to basically, you know, put Unicron back to sleep. During this, my guess is that Unicron will kill one of the Autobots that are trying to, you know, basically restrain him. Maybe Hound, Drift, or Crossers. I mean, at the very least, he kills only one. So by this point, the Earth is like about to collapse because Unicron is like really about to wake up. Like, we get natural disasters intensifying, we get the Autobots that are fighting, you know, Unicron's minions also being destroyed by, you know, the natural disasters, or like they're having a harder time and it looks like they're done for. and Optimus Prime says the famous line, "The Matrix leadership will light our darkest hour," and it's about to unleash the power of the Matrix. But then Unicron reaches the spark chamber, and just when he's about to kill Optimus Prime, Megatron comes in at the last moment, and he basically stops Unicron from using his body to destroy Prime. Something that I think it will be really cool, and it will be a really good way to have, Megatron be the intimidating leader that he is, that he takes orders from no one. It will be for Megatron to actually kill himself. Now, I know how that sounds, but think about it. Megatron will rather kill himself than die being a slave to Unicron and, basically destroying Cybertron, because we do know that the one thing that Megatron actually does care about is Cybertron, his home. So I think him, killing himself for the greater good will actually be a really powerful scene and a really good way to end his character, because he has always been about saving Cybertron. So him offering himself to save Cybertron is, I think it's kind of poetic in a weird kind of way. So Optimus Prime uses the Matrix and inputs Unicron back to sleep. You could even have Optimus Prime die for good if you want. You could say that doing that kind of drained the Matrix and also drained Optimus Prime's spark. So he's dead now, and the Autobots are gonna need a new leader, which could probably be either Hot Rod or Bumblebee, because Bumblebee's kind of second in command at this point. So him taking charge after Optimus Prime leaves, I feel like I feel like that makes a whole lot more sense than Rodimus Prime just appearing out of nowhere. So anyway, peace comes back to Earth. There's no more Decepticons because Megatron is dead. He's super dead at this point. He's not gonna come back. And just to be sure, the Autobots and humans just send Megatron to the sun or something. Let's just say they incinerate Megatron to the point that there's nothing left. Let's just say they do that. Both Cybertron and Earth are really damaged from what happened in The Last Night and in Transformers 6, which is this movie, and both humans and Transformers are working together to restore their planets. You can even have that not because of the Autobots being there and having their more advanced technology. The humans have now become a more space center species, kind of like how they were in season 3 of Transformers G1. They could now go into space. They had these futuristic cars. They had their own ships that can fly, and they had their own spaceships and whatever. You could have something very similar to that, where humans are coming to Cybertron to help the Autobots repair Cybertron, and you could have Autobots going to Earth to help the humans repair Earth. Maybe you can show a statue of Optimus Prime and the other Autobots that help save the planet, and the movie kind of ends in an ambiguous note with Quintessa still being out there. Maybe she's behind bars or whatever, and you could end it like that, but I honestly think that at this point it's best to just end the franchise, this will be the fine way to end the franchise. Maybe you show the Autobots and humans being happy, maybe even a Sam Witwicky cameo at some point, but yeah, overall the end of the movie will just be a, compilation of what the Autobots and the humans are doing, the characters that we follow. You could even have the Dinobots, being set off in their own island, like they did in G1 with Dinobot Island, where they just spent the rest of their lives in peace. And honestly, I feel like that will be the best case scenario, the best way to end it. Is it a perfect way to end the Michael Bay franchise? Not really, because the Bay films are kind of a mess. And I kind of wanted to keep some of the messiness from the Bay films, and that's why some of the things I mentioned are not A-grade level storytelling or whatever, because the Michael Bay movies are not perfect. And honestly, if Transformers 6 will happen, something along these lines will have probably been the best way for the movies to wrap up and just end. And due to all the things that happened in The Last Night and all the things that always happen in all Transformers movies, I definitely think this is the best case scenario, the most accurate scenario you could have done with what elements we had from the previous film. But anyways guys, before we go, shout out to our patrons Morise Prime, Mateo, Mario Gordon, Christopher Prime, and the absolute madman himself, Jordan the Great, who donated $100. Thank you guys for donating, it's much appreciated. And if you guys want to donate to my Patreon, links will be in the description down below and in the comments down below. By donating to my Patreon, you get access to some of my videos early. You can request your own videos, you receive a shout out at the end of my videos, you can participate in some of my videos if you so choose, and you get a few previews of some of my new works that are currently in development. There are plenty of rewards that you get as a result of becoming one of my patrons, and I do plan to adding a few more in the future as time goes on and the patrons grow, but keep in mind that donating is entirely optional, because freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Thank you to my patrons for donating, it's much appreciated. And if you guys want to donate, you know what to do. So yeah, Thanks a lot, guys. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video. I did not intend it to be this long, but I feel like I needed to explain some things for the story to make sense. But well, none of this is confirmed. There's not like a leaked plot out there that the details of what was gonna happen in Transformers 6. I definitely do believe this is like the best case scenario. With the pieces that we had, this is like the most likely scenario that we were supposed to get. Maybe you guys have better ideas, maybe you guys thought of something different, maybe you guys agree with me. Let me know in the comments down below, and you know, you can stop asking me to do this video because I finally did it. And if you guys ask me, hey Fart, did you continue Transformers 6? Just come to this video, use this video as reference. Like, please just stop asking me. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, guys.